Welcome to the Good Place Marionville podcast, dedicated to highlighting the good right here in Marionville, Missouri. It's been a heavy week here in Southwest Missouri. We've probably all hugged our family a little tighter, told people we love them a little more sincerely, and appreciate our law enforcement a lot more than usual. A tragedy happened that took several lives too soon, caused many people to question our system, and challenged families forever. Actually, changed them forever, but has also brought communities together. It is how we were created, to weep when others weep and mourn when others mourn. Thank you to the many people that gathered around the fire department flagpole yesterday here in Marionville for a time of prayer. It truly was beautiful.
A few weeks ago, we interviewed Marionville Police Chief Mark Webb, and at that time, set this week to follow up with a show to introduce the community to each of our 4 additional officers. But they're all very busy, so we're starting off with just one. Today, we get the opportunity to get to know Dan Williams. He is part of the Marionville Police Department, and we're doing this interview to help everybody put faces to the great people that will be protecting our town as you see them cruising around, popping out, saying hello. We wanted you to get to know your officers ahead of time. So stay with us over the next several weeks as we get to know all of the officers on the force. But Dan Williams, welcome today. All right, so let's get to know you. Tell us about your family. Are you married? Have kids, pets? What do you got?
Yeah, so I am, I'm 34 years old. I am married. I've been married for how long now?
Don't hesitate in front of your wife. This just got you demerit points.
Be 12 years, almost 13. Come June will be 13 years.
Awesome.
I'm sorry, 14 years. But we are actually high school sweethearts. We met in high school and started dating. She would have been 15 and I was 16. We dated for 3 years, and then she graduated in May of 2012, and we got married in June of 2012.
You were ready.
Yeah.
And this wasn't in Marionville.
No. We grew up in Illinois. We moved to Marionville about 3 years ago. So
Awesome.
we moved March 1st of 2023.
And you got some kids?
Yes. I've got 2 daughters. I have an 11-year-old daughter named Ari and an 8-year-old daughter named Maria. And they're
Beautiful.
both homeschooled. My wife, she's a stay-at-home mom, and she homeschools our kids.
And you're in the thick of it with an 11-year-old. You're in the thick of it.
2 girls.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so tell everybody about a favorite hobby or a pastime that you may have. I'm
And
kind of
make
going to
sure-
lead you with
Make
this
sure you
one.
tell them the right one.
How he'd have time for anything else other than what he's going to tell us.
Well, no, I actually enjoy art, specifically charcoal drawing. I like to just make mostly Christian-based arts. I do a couple portraits here and there, but mostly just like Christian-based art. And I spend anywhere from about 40 to 80 hours on a single drawing. I just try to be as detailed as I possibly can, and just I'll read a story from the Bible typically, and then I'll kind of get a vision for what I'm reading, and I try to capture it on paper.
Okay, that is an example of a very patient, detailed,
Yeah.
creative, expressive. I mean, all the things. If it takes you spend that many hours, I'm just blown away by that.
What
But
she's saying is she can't sit still that long.
yeah, I couldn't. But I do other things creatively, but that is a lot of effort to put into something that you create. But I just saw that you stayed up last night and did something very special that you shared on Facebook. Why don't you tell us about that? Just in the context of this conversation, I think it's really meaningful.
Yeah, so with the tragedy that hit earlier this week involving the Christian County Sheriff's Office, I really wanted, I'm not, I don't have a lot to give, but I do have a talent that I don't think a whole lot of people have, and I really wanted to do something to honor the 2 deputies that were killed in line of duty. So I stayed up to about 5:30 last night, which is way past my bedtime, but I was in the middle of drawing a portrait for one of the deputies and decided I wanted to go ahead and get both of them done. And I plan on gifting those to the Christian County Sheriff's Office. I don't really know what they have planned to do with it. Or they want to, pass along to a family member or whatever. But I just wanted to do something that gave them, some sort of memorial to honor their legacy.
It's very cool. And if somebody wants to follow you on Facebook, it's just under Dan Williams, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. I also have an Instagram account. It's called Draw period with period Dan period W. So Draw with Dan W.
Put that in the show notes so nobody has to remember it.
Yeah.
But, just such a great gift. And thank you for sharing it. And thank you for such a special way that you wanted to honor them. How big are those?
Those ones I believe were 9 by 12 inch drawings. I wanted to do something a little bit bigger and more detailed, but like I said, if I were to draw something real big, it would take me several months to finish. So I also wanted to kind of balance that and get something done relatively quick to get to them.
Timeliness. Okay, so did you always know that you wanted to be in law enforcement?
Yes, I would say at least before I was 6 or 7 years old.
Really?
That's the earliest memory of me. Me and my brother and sister would play like cops and robbers and stuff, and then the feeling of
Were you the cop and they were the
Yep,
robbers?
exactly. Yep.
Picture.
And just the feeling of wanting to be a police officer just never went away. Like there's a lot of people who, as kids, they want to, but then they get older and that feeling kind of goes away. But it just never left me. I turned 18 and I joined the Army, and I was military police in the Army. And then whenever I turned 24, I was discharged from the Army, went straight into the police academy in Illinois.
Wow.
So were you the oldest sibling?
No, I was the middle child.
So did you ever leave your younger sibling in handcuffs a little longer than maybe they needed to be?
Well, I mean, my younger sister, I always had a little bit of a soft spot for her, so maybe that's true for my brother. But,
The older sibling then.
Yeah. Well, I get that. All right. So why did you seek out the Marionville Police Department?
Well, so I actually left law enforcement, took a little bit of a break, got into sales. I did that for about 2 years. And then whenever I decided I wanted to go back into law enforcement, I applied with the Christian County Sheriff's Office and the Stone County Sheriff's Office. And just before I was supposed to start with Stone County, I ended up finding out that the city of Marionville was starting their police department from scratch. So I live in Marionville. And I really love serving the community that I live in. So I reached out to Chief Webb, and he brought me in for an interview. And I started about a month and a half ago or so.
That's awesome. That's a rare opportunity when you get an opportunity to do that right in your own town and to have the hiring process. The timing was just perfect on that. Okay, so from the city's perspective, then that was why you chose Marionville. Why did Marionville choose you? What is it about you that makes you so amazing?
Well, I mean, I do bring a lot to the table with me. I worked in Illinois for about 8.5 years or so. And then whenever I first moved down here, I started off working with the Stone County Sheriff's Office and briefly with the Aurora Police Department. So altogether, I bring about 10 years experience with me. I was a field training officer back home. I was briefly a sergeant, and I had a lot of qualifications to bring with me, but I think that they also like the fact that I lived here in town. So it's someone that lives here and serving their community that that they live in, versus just nothing wrong with not living in town, but I think it makes it extra special
Added perk.
whenever you do.
Marionville's a great town.
It is, yeah.
You're motivated to protect your girls, and that's good. And all the community, the people that you know and are getting to know because you've been here just for a few years. So that's really wonderful.
All right. So Dan, this is your opportunity to talk to the community that's watching this. We get 200-300 people that watch an episode of the Good Place Marionville podcast. What is something that you want them to know about how you're doing policing, how they should interact with you when you're driving on the street? Tell people.
Yeah. So obviously being a police officer in a small town is much different than, say, Springfield or Kansas City or something like that. Most of the police officers here, we're going to be probably a little bit more friendly than what you'd expect from a police officer, unless we're engaging in, a very high stress call, then our attitudes might be different. But, we're people just like you. Let's see. I kind of lost my train of thought.
That's okay.
But no, we're ordinary people. We are extremely, extremely friendly, and not only myself, but the other officers that I've talked to, and the chief especially, is very big on community-oriented policing. So he wants us to be members of the community, not just someone to police the community.
And
that's
we
so
look
good.
forward to getting Lexi and Amber and Devin on the podcast so you guys can all get to know them. But if you see them driving down the street, just wave to them. And maybe if they slow down, you sit and talk to them. They all need to get to know you. This is a great community. We all know we live in a great community.
Oh, yeah.
And we're so thankful to have our police department back in our community. It's so awesome. Hey, this episode of the Good Place Maryville podcast, sponsored by the Bank of Billings. The bigger the bank, the smaller the customer. But not at the Bank of Billings. Bank of Billings makes you feel like you're the number one customer. Bank of Billings has been serving small communities and our small community since 1889. Remember, they're a member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Alrighty, so we have a little bit of other news that we're going to cover. So stick around here, Dan. You might learn something new for this weekend. This weekend, the Saturday breakfast is already planned for you. And I checked the weather, and this time around, the weather is going to be excellent for the Marionville Fire Department Auxiliary pancake breakfast. So this Saturday, February 28th from 8 to 11, they're having a pancake breakfast at the fire hall. $8 plates include pancakes, sausage, and coffee and orange juice. You can bring check or cash at the door, and additional donations are appreciated.
Mark your calendar for another great event coming next month, put on by the Marionville Firefighters Auxiliary, the Easter Egg Hunt on the 28th of March, starting at 11:30 at the City Park. The ladder truck will do an egg drop for 3 different age groups. Not sure what that's going to look like.
Chaos.
Chaos, probably. You can stay.
Nice chaos.
You can stay for lunch and enjoy a burger plate for $8 and drinks for $2 and support our local firefighters. Sparky the Firehouse Dog is coming, and there will be also a pie auction. And when we did the last pie auction in town, it brought up a lot of money towards the ministerial lines. Bring your money because some of those pies go a little bit more. And Miss Doris, rep, we'd love to have a pie submitted by you for our auction, please.
And it all goes to a good cause.
That's right. This is a great time to make your favorite pie to raise extra funds for the fire department. Bring your pies around 10:30 the morning of the hunt.
Alrighty, in city updates, the city of Marionville is inviting everyone to join together on March the 4th at 9:30 a.m. at Logan Park for a dedication ceremony. Permission has been given to move forward with the project, and it's time to celebrate with a groundbreaking. So that's very exciting. We hope to see you all there.
In business news, B's and G's, Dairy Crest, they're hiring. That's right. This might be your dream job. Get a milkshake every day. They have Mountain Dew on tap. It couldn't be any better than working for Bobby and Gary. Details are on their Facebook page. We'd love to have more of our community. I mean, they're just such a blessing to our community. If you want to make an impact on your community
And be a part of their team.
That's right.
Well, Dan, we want to thank you so much for being our guest today and representing the Marionville Police Department. Thank you for being here and for working in our community.
Yeah.
And a huge shout out to the Bank of Billings today for sponsoring today's podcast. Consider becoming a sponsor. You can contact us at goodplacemarionville@hotmail.com.
You can report good news by emailing that same email, goodplacemarionville@hotmail.com. And if you enjoyed this podcast, please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified when each episode releases.
Thanks for joining us for the Good Place Marionville podcast. Keep your eyes out for the good, and together we can celebrate Marionville.